Next two guests we have are Allison Zaire and Ann Nichols, and they are from the Rogers Park Garden Group. And they're going to tell us about what's going on. It's a big event. It's a big change in the garden group after all these years. Speak up.
It is a big change. We've been around now for 11 years, and we're disbanding. So
You heard it here.
we've had a great time. We've had a huge amount of success, and the founders are, we're just sort of, we want to move on to do other things. And so we're hoping that somebody else is going to be interested enough in starting up a garden group, another one in Rogers Park, that might look completely different from what we've been doing all this time.
What did you all do, and tell us once again how long it's been going on?
11 years. So we did programs every year. The last 2 years have been a little bit different for us because we were sort of cutting back bit by bit. We kept telling, 2 years ago we said we were going to disband, but we had so many people say, no, we love what you do. And so we said, okay, well, we'll do one more year. And this year we finally said, no, that's it. But we did programs. I sort of got some statistics here. We've done 44 different programs. So having people come in and speak, and we've done a couple things at the Heartland. We did them at churches. We've done them in bars all over the neighborhood. We've done 4 tours. We did Rick Bayless's garden. If anybody has been down there, it's just fantastic. And the way he grows things for his restaurant there is unbelievable. We went to the Lincoln Park Zoo when they first put in their boardwalk. We went to Fort Sheridan's ravine restoration. That's up in Lake Forest, and you should go look at that too. It mixes art, murals along underpasses and so forth with a restoration of the ravine. And we went to Elowa Farm, which is an urban farm. It's a gentleman's farm up in Lake County that has become an urban farm. And the Loyola Dunes, our own Loyola Dunes. So we had those wonderful tours.
Are you the instigators of the Dune restoration, or are you working with other folks?
No, that's Ann Whalen does
Okay.
the dune restoration. We have done 2 public gardens in Rogers Park. One at the Metra Garden, between Lunt and Greenleaf.
Oh, that's nice in there.
Yeah.
On the east side. On
the east side, yes.
Ravenswood.
We have one member still, Peter Normand, who's working away by himself on the west side. So if anybody wants to volunteer with Peter, he needs that help. But there's a group of people in the neighborhood who go out and weed in there, so they'll continue to do that. And then we also did the Morse Circle Gardens. They're at the end, they're in Loyola Park, at the end of Morse Avenue.
Very nice.
And they're beautiful, and there's a group of neighborhood people there too who are sort of taking care of that. But we also did the reason we started really was because the Business Alliance here in Rogers Park was doing garden walks every year because nobody else was doing them. And some gardeners thought, if you got gardeners involved in organizing them, they might be better. So that's what started it. And so we've done meanders every year except the last 2. And we chose small areas, like a block or 2 of the community, so that we could really, it was like opening people's eyes to new places in the neighborhood. And Ann actually got involved with the group because of the meander.
When I moved to Rogers Park 13 years ago, I was amazed by what's here. And I went to the first meander 10 years ago and met all kinds of people and was privileged to see different people's gardens. So for me, it was an introduction to the neighborhood and a way to meet a lot of different people.
I remember fondly one of your plant sales and enjoying getting locally produced perennials.
Yes.
At least hostas and maybe something else we picked up that day.
Right. We've done a plant sale. We did one in September for 5 years, and then we did one both in the spring and September. That was nutty. And then we started just doing it in the spring. And we started purchasing our plants so that we weren't so reliant on what people were able to dig out of their gardens for us. And this last year was our last year. We made a big blowout. We had music there, and it was really a fun time. We loved doing the plant sales. We would actually like to continue doing them, but we just have to stop, you know?
What are your plans? What are both of you personally? I mean, you're going to do your own gardens? You're going to join other clubs? What do you think you'll do? There'll be a void here.
I know, right. Well, I actually do garden. I have my courtyard garden, so I garden there. But I have to say that I joined the group before I was allowed to garden there. And Ann is sort of in my position when I joined. You don't really have a garden.
I live in a co-op building, and I'm part of the green team of the co-op, so I'm doing a lot of weeding and also helping out with the circle garden at Morse and the lake.
But you know, you don't need a garden to love gardens.
That's for sure.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved at the very beginning, as soon as somebody said to me, do you want to join a garden, do you want to create a garden group, I said yes, because I thought, ooh, I get to drink wine out in other people's beautiful gardens. And that's really what I wanted to do. But we have also...
Instead, your fingernails got dirty.
Exactly. We've also given out grants every year, 10 years of grants. So all the money we raise from the plant sales, all the membership, anything that we do, we try to raise money all the time. We had raffles, and we've given it all away. So over the last 10 years, we've given away $35,500 in amounts that range from $250 to $500. And that's for people to garden in a spot that we consider to be in the public way. So it's 125 grants. I'm just going to run through these numbers. 87 separate unique gardeners, 89 gardens, including the one at the Heartland out in the, we've given you guys 2 grants.
Great.
You might not know that. So 4 parks, 8 commercial sites, 3 community gardens, 17 little corners throughout Rogers Park, 42 parkways, 2 traffic circles, and then we did 10 kids programs. And the kids programs we give more money to than the 500. We're not limited to that. And we are actually going to still do that until we run out of money. So the next deadline for our grants is September 15th, and people can get the application by going on our website, which is rogersparkgardengroup.org, I think.
Well, thank you so much for your work over the years, and hopefully you will continue in the little pieces that you just talked about, or perhaps as other folks step up and realize that suddenly there's a void because the garden group isn't around anymore.
And didn't the Arbor Society go away too? Weren't they in the neighborhood before you guys? And had a long time history. Okay, thank you so much for coming on the show.